For anybody interested in the Maier Racing fiberglass fenders and quarter panels for a Fox body, take a look at this video. I'll go over the install. Right side fender is in place for the most part. I'll immediately point out the fit and finish is not great. I'm actually very disappointed. You can see the huge gap right here. Doesn't sit flush with the cowl panel. You got about a 1/4 inch gap right here. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with. You got looks like bubbles here. Very rough finish. Compared to the my off-road days when I'd get my fiberglass fenders from Glassworks or Fiberworks, they're excellent fit and finish. They would fit right in place. You just drill your holes for your fender bolts, sand them, prime and paint them. They look great. Not so much with these ones here. Over here on the factory side, you can see there's no gap. Sits flush. Another issue I have is forward fender bolt sits in the right place. Rear one sits in the right place. The center one, I'm gonna have to extend the slot in the body there to be able to get it all the way over to the flange right there. I did expect some things to not fit right, because it's aftermarket fiberglass, but I thought it was going to be better than this, so I'm actually disappointed. For the price you pay for these, I thought it would be better. Another thing about the design, so you're required to pull the pieces off the old fender, the molding, and I don't know what you want to call that, the spat. I think for the price they should have just pulled this out, made it flush with the bumper, instead of requiring you to pull the stuff off of your stock fender, the molding and the fiberglass piece, because those aren't really going to fit right anyways. And then also, it seems like the widest part of the fender is actually behind the tire. Kind of makes like a little parachute effect right here. The air is going to get in there. I think the widest part should have been either in the center or forward, to send the air around the tire. I don't know, I think about the design, they could have done a better job there. So fit, finish, and design, I'm not very happy with. Okay, so I just got done discussing my disappointment with the fit, finish, and design, and it only got worse when I came over to the left side. So here's what I'm dealing with here. Front of the fender is pulled way up. I don't have it bolted in place yet, but it's pretty bad. An even bigger gap here. Now I've got about a 1/2 inch here. Over on the other side, it's about a 1/4 inch. If you look at the fender, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but right about here, I don't know if they're mold. They need to fix their mold, but it starts to slope down right here. Just progressively gets worse. So I don't know how I'm gonna get this thing back to where it needs to be. I might have to start making relief cuts, and I don't know, that's not what I was expecting for, like I said earlier, the price you pay for these. And the finish is just as bad on this side as it was on the right side, but that's what I'm dealing with on this side. So I don't know, I have a feeling I'm gonna be giving them a call, asking them what the heck, send me a new one, or just give me a big discount, because it's crazy. Moving back to the issue that I had with the fender not lining up with the top of the cowl, it seems like the fix is going to be taking a piece of angle aluminum, putting it in just like that on each side. I kind of did a test fit already, and it seems like that leveled out the fender with the top of the cowl. So I don't know if I'm gonna screw this in or do what. I don't know. I'll figure out how I'm gonna keep them in place, but that seems to be the fix for that. It looks like what's happening, if you take a look at the fender, that should be at a 90-degree angle, and as you can see, it's not. I mean, all the way down the fender it's not. So I think that's the issue. That should have been at a 90-degree angle. And again, I think that's something to do with the mold. After about 4 hours of on off drilling, shaving, I've got it down to, we're now level with the cowl panel. We still have a gap here. I could do something to fix that. Up here, I couldn't get the gap there. That's just gonna have to stay like that. Does line up decent with the bumper. Hood lines are straight on both left and right. Got this side, even with the cowl, still have a gap here also on this side. Same thing over here. It's on the right side. I did have to shave about, probably 3/8 of an inch off here because it was overlapping the door. Also down here, you can see that tab didn't really end where it's supposed to be, as well as this body line here. And that has to do with the spacer I had to put in here, that piece of aluminum angle. If I remove it, it drops down and everything lines up, but then we end up with like that 1/2 inch lip up here. So I'm just gonna have to live with that. Otherwise I'd have to, do some cutting and re-fiberglassing, but at that point that's just crazy. So that's what it is for now. Most of the bolts are in. Just a few more under there, and then I'll make a brace to keep this from flopping around. And then after that, it's on to the quarter panels for the rear. So I'm expecting a lot of work to get these on. I'm gonna have to go build some tabs. So I'm gonna do like a riv nut style, kind of like that. But yeah, that's them for now.